Galit Shaeki Ani Adona and Shlingo Go Bashishi. What a chini dashishe, it's Papahan Dashinale, Aquat Awas Denin Eshlin, Shaandiin Parrish in Hi everyone, my name is Shaandiin Parrish. I am currently a senior at Arizona State University studying political science and public policy with an emphasis in American Indian Studies. I am a member of the Navajo Nation and I'm originally from Pageants, Arizona. The reason why I run in pageants changed from when I was a little girl to who I am now. When I was a little girl, I ran in pageants because I saw one of my aunts run in a pageant and I was really inspired to see if I could hold that title. And then it kind of transformed into a competition. I really liked challenging myself. And I think when I got into high school, it became something I could put on my resume. Now I compete in pageants for the people, and that might sound like it's a cliche or like a lot of people say that, but truthfully, I've really come to love public service. I've come to really like helping people, and I think that reflects in the major I chose. I chose public policy and public service, public policy, political science. They're all political terms, but in essence, it's all about public service. So truly, it's about the people that I serve, and I think that I really learned that during my last title. Native pageants are much different, and if anything, like that's something I and many other girls and young women and contestants would want the world to know is that Native pageantry is different. It's much more because the people that are judging you will see right past that glitz. We'll see right past that makeup. We'll see right past the exterior and really like see who you are on the inside. They're gonna see your purpose and what you're doing, and that really reflects when you're doing your talent, and your talent is based on stories and traditions that have been passed down to you since the beginning of time. And at the time you're competing in the pageant and doing that talent, you're trying to deliver a message and trying to teach people something that's very dear to you and something that can't be taught in books or on TV. So I think that's really the core difference between glitz and native pageants. I've gained so many friends in pageants. I gained the most friends from the Miss Indian Arizona pageant, and I'd like to say that I'm still friends with them, for most of them. They follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and that's how we kind of keep in contact. And those are more genuine connections that I've had while living here in the valley, away from the reservation, away from my home in Kansas. And those friendships are really special to me because we all endured the same things, we all went through the same difficulties, and we all have that connection on that level. When I was 10, during my very first pageant, it was my 5th grade teacher. She was a former Miss Navajo Nation, and she was my coach. Because I didn't know what I was doing when I was 10 years old, and she really helped me with everything, with stage presence, with my talents and skills. She was somebody outside of my family that didn't really know me personally, but she helped me, and she was really willing. More recently, the person I look up to is Mickey and Dempsey. She's a former Miss Navajo Nation. I look up to her because she's so nice, she's so kind, she's so humble, and that's the person, the kind of person I want to be. That's the kind of person I want to serve the public as. I want to be seen like that, and I think that having role models in your life and in anything, in your career, in your education, really, you kind of set a goal of how you want to conduct yourself, and that would be my current pageant role model. My favorite memory from the last pageant that I entered was with a girl named Miriam. We were sitting in the back of the van that was taking us to the pageant, and we were talking about our grandmas. Well, I started talking about my grandma because I really wanted to see her and I really missed her. And I was talking about how my grandma kind of raised me for most of my childhood. And then Miriam started talking about her grandma and about how she was important in her life, but then her grandma was kind of sick at the time. And then she started crying, and then I started crying, and we were both kind of crying together. But we were in a van with the other girls that we were going to compete in the pageant with, and the pageant hadn't started, and we were kind of already crying, and it kind of made our eyes puffy. That's my favorite memory from the pageant. I just want to encourage anybody that wants to do pageants to try it. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. It's something to experience. It's something that's way different than performing. It's something that it's a good thing to try. It really does push you out of your comfort zone, and I hate using that term because my mom says that to me all the time, and she's a teacher, and she says that to her kids all the time. But it's true. Like, do something that scares you. It's gonna motivate you. It's gonna make you a better person. It's going to help you learn new things about yourself, and that's always something that you know, like, helps you grow up. And you shouldn't be too afraid. Like, I've never won, or like, I've won one pageant. So honestly, like, I've only won one title. And from the beginning, I was 10 years old, and I took that first runner-up title, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know what it meant, and I just saw it as a loss. And you know, you shouldn't really view pageants as that. You shouldn't really view pageants as wins or loses, because you did your best. You're representing yourself. You're representing your family, and you know, that might sound like everybody says it, but in reality, like, all you can do is teach other people about yourself and about what your knowledge and your teachings are, and that's one of the best feelings in the world is to share a little bit about yourself. It's so pretty. That's what all Native pageant girls have in common. All Native girls have that in common, or all women, all females, they have that in common. Everybody is really pretty, and I don't just speak for myself. I speak for, like, all the different tribes, and over and over we're complimented. Yeah, that's what I think everybody has in common. The ideal title holder, I think, should be outgoing but humble. They should be well-spoken, but not to talk too fast. They should, you know, always be presentable, should know about current events. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but sometimes, like, when I talk to, I don't know, politicians, or I talk to school teachers, that the topic of discussion might be relevant to them, and I think that a title holder should be able to hold a conversation, or to be interested into what they're saying, because at the end of the day, they're representing a community, they're representing themselves, and they're representing a people. Always make yourself impressionable to the people you're meeting, because you're, like, that day you're probably going to be with a bunch of other pageant girls and a bunch of other title holders, but you know, you kind of just want to stand out a little bit, but not too much. Okay, and the last thing is to be well-spoken when you're on stage, because no matter what, you're going to be given a microphone, and you're going to be given the chance to introduce yourself and to introduce the community you're representing. So remember that.
So I want to thank Shaandiin for coming out and helping me with this new video series. What's next for you on your plans with pageantry? Are you done? Are you not done? What's in store for you next? Or do you not want to tell anybody? If you don't want to tell anybody, you can't, but just say yes or no. Are you competing for a new pageant? Is there one in the future that you're running for?
I'm preparing for a pageant in October, and that's all I'm going to say.
That's all she's going to say. Okay, so thank you for coming out again. You could follow her on Instagram at
Shaandiin Parrish, just my name.
And you could also, again, look at her videos on YouTube. You can type in her name, right?
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook. I friend a lot of people on Facebook. Yeah.
So if you need any help with pageants, or if you are looking into public speaking or anything, I'm sure she'll be someone that can help you. And so thank you again for coming out.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.